Mhm, 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 mhm.
Warming up. Okay, setting up the monitors. Very boosting the signal. Sharing it with people who might be interested.
Yup, yup.
Oh wow. Trouble sharing the post.
Why?
Please try again later.
Um, Facebook
Yeah,
stuff.
Facebook cards. Yeah, it's still not sharing. Oh, Facebook. So yeah, starting in a bit. Hey, people. At least I think I saw people. Yeah, it's still error sharing.
Refresh your window.
Yeah, close down the whole browser.
Tweeting links. Okie dokes.
Hey, Pico. Thank you for the advance birthday greeting.
Yes, we are all early. Oh, I didn't have to cut calamansi, sayang. I mean, we can still add it. It's just that, but this is the lemony one.
Mm-hmm.
Should we put the other vodka in just in case?
It's still erroring out. I'll try manually sharing it. Uh,
I could share it naman to tag. I shared it to tag sessions.
yeah, okay. It's in the messenger that I was trying to share it,
Oh, okay.
but it's acting whoopsie. There, that worked. Are you sharing the links?
It's Carlo.
Hey, Carlo.
And Sam.
Hey, Sam. So Sam and I spent a good part of the afternoon in between whatever we were doing respectively, talking about Houses of the Blooded.
Oh, okay.
So had a very quick. So this is how the risk system works, and ah, so excited! Can't wait for us to actually start playing it.
Mina and Nikki.
Hey everyone!
And Mitch. And David.
Thank you everyone for your birthday greetings. So thank you Pico, thank you Carlo, thank you Sam, thank you Mina. Hello Nikki, thank you Mitch, thank you David. Oh my gosh, Falcon and Winter Soldier. Yeah, so I guess we won't take too long. So I haven't downloaded it, but if I download it, it'll affect the stream. Uh, why? Why is not Disney Plus available in Asia?
Well, Philippines. It's in
Philippines.
Singapore.
Yeah.
My sister has it.
Hey Kenny, thank you Kenny, thank you Jay. Yeah, so this is our birthday celebration.
Hooray.
Are we doing an intro?
We
Not
should
really.
still do an
Yeah, we
intro.
should. We might as well do an intro. So timer's still running anyway because ducks are fun, and this is Tobie.
And this is Rafi.
And if it's your first time here, welcome to Baduy Pride, a little space on the internet where we talk about anything we want.
This is completely unscripted and not entirely accurate, but at least it's honest. Join us as we talk about everything and anything random live.
And if it's not your first time here, thank you so much for joining us again. So it's my online live stream birthday advanced birthday celebration because the birthday is officially on Sunday.
And we don't plan to stream over the weekend.
Yeah, we're looking at we have something else planned for the weekend. So yeah, um, normally this would be mapping out to go to Obar on a Sunday night.
Yes.
Sadly, that doesn't seem to be the case. Or a Saturday night and salubong to birthday, depending on how we felt about it or what other events would be happening at Obar that time.
Yes, that is true. And then like at this time of the well, it's too far from any drag queen birthdays. And yes, I have them all. I have most of the O Diva birthdays on my calendar. I mean, like, if anything, it could have been a delayed MC show if it conflicted with other events.
Thanks, Noel.
And then, wala, 2 weeks pa yung kay Eken. So,
Thank you, Nick, for choosing to greet on Sunday.
So that's like how that clock would go out. We don't have a definite plan for how this is gonna go. It's just I don't know. Here we are. Hey, happy birthday.
Yes, my voice is cracking, and no, it's not because I'm nagbibinata. Oh my God, ano ba? I'm old enough to be some of your dads.
You still haven't figured out this statement. This is the second time you have said this today.
I'm sorry, I cannot English.
I don't know. It's like why are you stressing this age point with different people?
Mm-hmm.
And then it's Andre.
Hey, Andre, thank you for the greeting. Hey, Yinks. So, yeah, we don't really have anything planned today. So, I'm just happy to have a bunch of you there. And yes, Andre, Daddy Tobie. Um, it's
When in doubt, we can ask questions.
its second birthday in a quarantine, so kind of lost the we're doing a birthday live stream.
Yeah, I know, right?
Now it's the second year we're doing a birthday live stream.
Some of the novelty is definitely gone.
Oh my gosh. Hey Blue, thank you. Oh my god. Virtual house party. Well, officially yes.
Yay! Oh yeah.
Tube Guys celebrates. There's more than 10 people today. Yay! For those who might been catching up on
That was weird.
catching up on the old episodes, you might have noticed we have started to dress up some of the thumbnail images. We're trying to kind of get more people interested in checking it out, so it's more than just the two of us looking at each other as the preview
Yeah,
image.
I've been cross-posting some of these to Board Game Geek, at least the board game related ones, and then yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Answering Pico's question, the liquor for the day, well, the drink for the day is Stoli
Citrus. It's a lemon vodka.
and this is thanks to Jed.
For Christmas.
Yeah, Jed and
Marco.
Yes.
Okay.
And look, we're almost done with it.
Alcohol moves so much more slowly in quarantine.
Yeah.
Okay, Andrik asks, what is your favorite birthday memory?
Oh, that's tricky. Hmm. That's tricky. Favorite birthday memory.
Hmm.
It's so hard to weigh one over others.
Well, then name a few that stand out. What are the first ones that come to mind?
Well, okay, so I cannot ignore the first time Obar celebrated for me my birthday.
Ooh, okay, that's
Because it's
so
one
good.
thing to celebrate at Obar, and they'll find out, what, it's your birthday, and then it's another thing to go and then the divas prepared something. And it's like,
Yes.
wait, what? Seriously? And then next thing you know, you're being asked to go on stage. So that definitely stands out. Because we weren't, we didn't hold back in celebrating there.
Yeah.
We'd invite so many people, we'd take over so many tables. But then it suddenly had that shift.
Well, we've had a mix, like
Yeah.
really big celebrations, tiny
Yeah.
celebrations, but we would always celebrate at Obar.
But then there was that shift wherein they were the ones who, sir, pupunta kayo kasi may pinapare kami. I'm like, what? And that was a
Yeah.
nice moment. Um, there was of course you catching me off guard and making me all mushy.
Which one?
I'm not gonna say it in front of the camera.
Let's record it for posterity.
No, no.
No. No.
Because the key one is the one you took photos.
I'm quick. I'm quite quick with the camera. So
So yeah, Rocky has surprised me with some birthday gifts that I did not expect to get, but I did like getting. And I'm keeping this purposely vague so none of you can tease me about it. But if you are resourceful, you will find those photos. But yeah, that was nice. Those are good memories.
non-birthday question. Ing's asking, how are vaccinations in your city going? I
Are
guess they're
there any?
going. They're good. They're happening naman. We're just
Oh
not.
yeah, yeah.
We're just not the ones contacted
We're
yet.
not in that category, and we don't know anyone so far who have been contacted.
Oh, one person.
Oh yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah.
Favorite stuff. Mitch asks. Name Tobie favorite stuff. This classic Mitch social speak.
Stuff. Favorite stuff. How do you quantify favorite stuff? Uh,
Don't overthink it. Just answer it.
okay, so I definitely always want to have a blanket. I pack a blanket.
That is true.
Diba? When I go out of town, I pack a blanket. I actually have a mini blanket that I bring with me, other than the blanket they give you in the airplane. Um,
It's
um,
weird.
um, one of my favorite stuff used to be the hand warmer, but I don't work anymore in the freezer, so I don't really use it anymore.
It's close, when I have the aircon and the fan on. Yeah.
But then, of course, I'm trying to think what were objects, because I don't really have that many attachments to objects now.
We just have a lot of objects.
Yeah, because like there's Wheelie, which isn't a favorite stuff, but it is a dear to my heart object because it's the one you gave me when we got together, or rather declared that we wanted to be together.
Mm-hmm.
There's yeah, I don't really have favorite stuff. I have my lechon shirt, which I really like wearing, and
I
don't
like
think
that shirt.
I don't think I'll give up on that anytime soon, despite the fact that I think it's a bit too small for me now.
It's okay.
Um,
The sharks are like beloved, but then I think they're
Yeah,
just
they're not-
more a
they're not-
show thing.
they're not
Yeah.
favorite stuff. They're a fun thing to have now. Sort of like how I had a lot of stuffed toys before,
Mm.
or prior to that, um, I had um, I had the stuffed toy collection, but then other than that, there was the stuffed toy characters.
Hmm.
Tiger and Duck used to be like super
Yeah.
getting around and making mischief.
But since none of us are traveling, Tiger and Duck aren't getting anywhere.
The season ended.
I know, right? They're just there beside the bed.
So I don't really have specifically favorite stuff the way people would like have their favorite pen or their favorite, because I'm more practical. So like I always use the iPad, but it's not like my favorite device. It's like my only
It,
device.
it needs to be replaced.
um yeah, I don't really have favorite stuff.
Okay. Mashu was here and greeted.
Hey Mashu, thank you for the greeting.
Ings has a strange question of, have you also reached the crop top making phase of quarantine? I am unaware of this being a phase, and I don't think it will apply to us.
In my case, it's sorta, not really, because I have been letting this grow.
A crop top is a shirt
Oh,
with a revealing
okay, I'm
nose.
thinking crop top the haircut.
No.
There's a crop top haircut. Generation gap.
Okay.
And I don't think we'd ever be crop top people.
No.
We're not belly exposers.
Yeah, and then I've discussed previously. I don't own any sandos. Only Tobie has sandos. It's a weird. lingering body issue
But
thing.
we could experiment.
I'm not there yet. Okay, and it's not my day. It's your day.
Notice it's yet.
Okay, so best birthday gift received.
Oh my gosh. So there was Rocky's gift because it was completely unexpected, but it was super touching because it was something I never thought I'd ever get. And I will not tell you guys what that was.
Wow.
You know what it was.
It's like you're belittling the gift because you won't even
No.
talk about
Okay,
it.
that's that.
It's not that important.
You're mind gaming me.
No.
Is that what this is?
I'm rolling.
Using beauty.
Manipulation.
Um. Other than that one, if I were to look back, the quickest one that comes to mind, um, it was when my parents really wanted me. Well, so my parents used to get me and my kuya the same gifts.
Mhm.
So for a birthday, even if we were very different birthdays, sabay na yung gift para hindi magkaingitan. So he got the Valkyrie die-cast metal of Macross.
Yeah.
And I got this weird green robot, which for them, it was just another robot, so why not? For my brother, it's not Macross, it's not as good. But then I ended up loving it so much. It
This is
was
the one-eyed thing.
this is the Orgus,
Yeah, yeah.
the
Oh,
green
okay.
Orgus one with the round parts
Like
with
super
the
bulby arm.
pincer-like feet.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
And
Well, to be fair, they all had pincer like feet.
and I really really liked it, and it was quite interesting. I actually tried looking now in the vintage places.
It's expect. Did this also get
It's
cemented?
like 6'5".
Exactly.
And yes, it's probably cemented in the house because it's among the toys which we used to play in the sand and in the construction zones when the house was being renovated. And we used to like hide them in the sand to try to go back next day to play with them. But the next day, the sand was gone.
Sam says it's a pleasure getting to know both of us and is looking forward to future games. Yes, super. Andre's question: 3 things that should be at your birthday celebration or party. Hmm.
Friends, music, and um, alcohol. No, wait.
Not even
No, not alcohol. Actually, food.
food.
Food, not alcohol.
Hmm.
Alcohol's a plus, but if it's like no alcohol and just food, food's great. Yeah.
Mitch is asking kung lasing na ba? No, hardly.
No,
We're
we
only
just
just
started.
drinking now.
I'm just also not really accustomed to being the focus of a discussion.
Yes, look how awkward
And
Tobie is.
I'm gonna have worse English.
Because you did this to my birthday.
But yours was fun.
Oh, so you're not having fun. That's what you're saying. Because I didn't prepare enough. Okay.
No, Mitch.
Lance is here.
Wait, I'll just add, Mitch, no cake is not required. It is welcomed, but it's not required for birthdays.
Okay, I totally disagree. Cake must be had because birthdays mean cake. Even though I won't be eating them, I've been trying to buy Toby different desserts for this weekend so that I can rain on him, with punishment carbs that I cannot eat with him. Which he's going to get angry about because then like I'm gonna go on eating and like yeah I don't want to eat your egg pie. My first attempt failed. I tried to order a cathedral window via Grab, but then the guy's like, "Voila." Like, do you still want to? I got a cathedral window and an egg pie. Like, do I just want the egg pie? I'm like, what's the point? I wanted the cathedral window. So sorry, I'll cancel na lang kuya and all that. Okay.
Thank you, Lance. I see your greeting.
Yep. And then, Mrs. Tan's here. Hello.
Hello, everyone.
Of course, the shock on the cemented toys. This story comes up periodically.
So for those who just arrived, feel free to ask anything. So
we're just doing questions.
I guess this is a Tobie's advanced birthday AMA. I, of course, reserve the right to refuse to answer anything or to redact any answers for my own sanity.
Carlo, of course, stresses that the hot dog with marshmallows on the end should be part of every party.
Only if the hot dog is tostado. I don't like, you know how some people cook it and it still feels like it's the uncooked raw hot dog.
It's like
I
very soft.
I can't handle that. It's weird.
But what about like when I boil hot
No,
dogs?
that one's still fine because the boiling makes the skin kind of
Hmm.
I guess the best description is it's like the langgonisa in the Jollibee meal. No, it's
Okay.
parang leathery but not the bad leathery. So
Leathery, not the bad leathery. Like baking an egg leathery.
yes, that's kind of weird leathery, admittedly.
Okay. Oh, Sam asks, what food do you spoil yourself with on your birthday? Wow. Where do we begin? I'm sorry. It's your question.
Well, Mango Bravo tends to be the target. And it replaced the mango cream pie.
See,
Yes, that name,
that's my problem with the
that name,
birthday this year.
that name.
Because Toby's mom pretty much in Singaporean terms has choked birthday lunch. She's reserved, she saved it. She says I'll buy because we can't celebrate with her, so she's going to send food. And this her menu is expanding.
Mhm.
And then I wouldn't put it past her for her to send the cake. So now I don't know if I should pre-order a cake or do I just punish Toby and order another cake anyway and force him to finish all
Okay,
cakes.
okay. So in full disclosure mode,
Hmm.
I don't know if I should do groceries because we might need cake space in the rack.
That's the level of the problem with Toby's mom, and
It's a great
it's
problem.
a great problem to have, but it also confounds me in terms of what I can do
And of course,
because I'm limited to delivery and
and
whatnot for
then in
birthday.
addition to that, my sister this morning was teasing.
Oh yeah,
So Kuya, you still eat taho, right? And I'm like, how much taho are you getting? Because you know Rocky can't have taho. And she's like, huh? Wait, oh no. And I'm like, it's okay, I'll eat it, but please don't get too much. So I don't know how much taho is on the way as well.
problems, guys, problems when everybody's delivering love.
You
Okay,
realize you can have taho, just not the arnibal.
yeah, and then I feel like a Buddhist or something. What am I doing? It's just tofu, just silky tofu with nothing.
Or you place it in a bowl and then
I'll just put Splenda on it.
or,
And
or,
like,
or break one of your pastries on it.
I don't think that's a good
So
texture.
now it's a parfait.
Only if I layer it and it's like from France. Okay. Andre asks, what is your dream birthday cake? What is I think the default's to mango bravo, but I guess as a concept, like if there's a concept decor cake,
Okay,
like
if there
what
was
kind
a
of a cake?
concept decor cake, it would be a brazo de Mercedes cake that's filled with ice cream and has a mango bravo crust.
Ugh, I'm developing pre-diabetes just thinking about it. All right.
And has no deadly sugar, so Rocky can eat it because it's an ideal dream cake.
Okay. Okay.
Mm.
Then don't stop at sugar. You need to take out all carbs.
Yes, all carbs.
uh, the sugar is just one carb. Okay, Nick of course says cake forever. Actually, Dune cake is forever. No,
Oh my gosh, that was a great
it
cake.
was a great cake. We were finally remember because Horlicks on the part of the
Yes.
sand.
And Jovan was the one I contacted to help
But
craft
man,
that cake.
that marshmallow worm.
Took us longer than the birthday.
And then we started offering guests like, would you like some worm?
I think the worm took us like 3 weeks to
Di
consume.
naman, but like at least two. But yeah,
Because it was a lot.
it stayed. It outlived the cake.
And even if I was already attacking it daily,
Blessed is the maker in his
I
water.
could not have so much of it.
Yeah,
It
because
was-
it's so rich.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Mitch is like asking, what's your I grade?
I don't memorize it, but if I remember correctly, it's uh, plus 1.5 plus 1.75.
So predominantly you're farsighted,
Yeah. So
but in
Um,
need of reading glasses.
so this is right now all blurry. Um, the screen is actually blurry.
hmm
The camera is in focus. So that's how far my blurriness is now.
Okay.
So beyond the camera, it's all sharp. So I can drive, but the bifocals, the normal lens now still kind of tries to enhance the distance for reading.
Enhance.
Yeah. It's a sad, sad thing from being 2020 for 42 years, 41 years.
Okay, so Kenny asks, what handa do you always want in your birthday?
Not much. I mean,
Yeah, Toby's not picky.
yeah. I mean, I'm always happy with handa because that means people can eat. I personally, um, I'm not that picky. I almost eat anything. So I'm not particular, but I do really enjoy. So there was in Lola's house, Yaya Auring would used to do this kare kare,
Mm-hmm.
and it was from scratch.
Oh, wow.
And you can imagine that's like, yes. um, Yaya Baby on the other
This
hand,
reaction. Me, I'm like crushing peanuts. Toby is bonsai.
and
Okay.
then Yaya Baby naman and Tahanan would do the chicken,
Mm.
which I'm so happy I learned how to do it.
Yeah.
But you could imagine I would so wait for that chicken
Mm.
whenever we would have it because it was the bomb. And then mom would do the blueberry cheesecakes,
Ooh.
which were very very rich. Um, they were the kind of cheesecakes that felt like you were struggling to chop them. They were that packed.
Oh, wow. That's a lot
Yeah,
of.
it's
It's
not.
very dense.
It's really nicely done. So it was an amazing type of cheesecake, which is why when I started getting blueberry cheesecake sa iba dati, parang hangin lang to. So it's that. And then Obar, of course, had butter chicharon bulaklak.
Mm.
That was always a staple.
That's not a birthday thing. That's like an every time we're there thing.
But then I would have to add um, their pizza.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
They had really good pizza, and to have it as bar chow, lovely.
Wow. Ing's asking all the burning questions today. Do you prefer the hot dogs on sticks on a cabbage or a watermelon? What? Don't you know this? Then when it's like set up at the party,
If
it's
it's stabbed on a
into
stick.
yes,
Okay.
in a
For a moment,
watermelon or a cabbage.
I thought it was hot dog on a stick, hot dog with watermelon, or hot dog with cabbage. I'm sorry, that's how my brain works. And I was already thinking, hot dog with cabbage sounds like a keto way to have hot dog.
No, hot dogs are sugary.
I'm afraid. But that's how I was visualizing that question. And I was like thinking, hot dog with watermelon. Well, now I want to try it.
Ay, yeah.
Um,
Ay, yeah.
in terms of stabbing, so that's cabbage
So
or
stabbing.
watermelon.
Yes.
My answer is banana bark.
Banana bar.
Yeah, they chop the banana bark. So they chop it in half, so it now becomes this hump, and that's where it is.
Mm. Obviously, most of my hot dogs were served on a tray.
That's how
or
we
a
did
plate.
it in Paranaque.
All provincial like. Yeah. Okay, it's a running joke. Yeah, sorry. Yeah. Then Jed points out Monterey ones cook best. Oh, Black Swan is here and says happy birthday.
Thank you.
Jed asking if I will be breaking keto for the birthday. It depends on the food. I probably will break for a slice
Oh,
of.
sorry. The question was what would you break keto for?
No, it's just asking if I'll be breaking.
Okay.
But it depends on the food. And then like if maybe if a mango bravo comes along, whether I order it or Toby's mom or
Yeah,
sister.
we're really afraid na dumoble.
Yeah, it's why I can't. I am powerless because
You can contact them.
no, because I want to see the surprise. I like the double blind,
Okay.
because you might pick it up from me. And then I'm like,
That's
no.
true. That's true. That's true.
Okay, so the answer is it depends. But then like if it's just food, like I haven't had like regular spaghetti in
But
so long.
but if it doubles up and you're breaking anyway, we have one each.
That's not how this works. Or you'll have one and a half.
Okay, I can work with that.
No complaint. No hesitation. Okay. Okay. All right. And then a lot of people just talking how it sounds so decadent. Okay. The yes of Toby. Oh. Someone's asked again. Sorry, Black Swan. This was a question asked earlier about the favorite birthday gift you received when you were a kid.
Mm.
Yeah, I think we kind
Yeah,
of
Orgos would be the answer there because it's the kid.
the Orgos. Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. What's your sock size?
Well, we've always
We are
bought,
unaware.
no, we've always bought the one size fits all socks.
Yes.
So we don't know our sock size.
But then Tobie's feet are bigger. I mean, because like you struggle with some of the socks. So like, what's your shoe size?
Are we saying that on air?
It's your shoe size. Technically, it has no direct correlation to sizes elsewhere.
True. True.
He's still not answering. I think because Noel might knit you a sock or something.
Wait.
Because you know that knitting is like Noel's very casual hobby at the moment.
That's true.
Super casual, not even
Okay,
committed.
if that's the goal, then Noel, I'll draw you my feet and email it to you.
We'll fax it over. Okay.
I don't want to give my shoe size
Okay.
in public.
One's here.
Hey, Mon.
Oh, Andre asking me
Thank you, Mon, for coming.
if I can say a weird fact about Tobie.
Which one do you pick?
I know. I'm like, I don't. What have I not covered in the show already? Um.
Oh.
What?
You know, the ambidextrous.
No.
How about the clapping?
Okay, Toby has very prehensile feet. It's very annoying. He has literally pinched me with his toes. He picks things up and offers them to me with his
Or
foot.
strips clothes.
That's the real quirky fact. I really had moments where we're having a conversation. I look away one moment. I look back. Toby's naked. It's like a total Ace Ventura, moment of like
And this
the clothes
includes
just pop up.
this includes coming home from Obar.
Oh,
So
yes.
we're tipsy and drunk
And
and,
then-
thirsty. And Rocky opens the door, steps in, I step in, door closes, and when Rocky turns, I'm naked.
It's strange. It's a scary skill to have. Okay. Bong is here too.
Mon is teasing, Noel should knit us a sweater.
Oh my god. I would
Might
put
as
it
well
past
knit one
Noel's.
for Rocky, Mon, me, and Rupert.
Oh wow.
Oh, wow.
Noel. Good luck.
So would that like spell out something when we're all together?
why must it okay, he's already saying that the sweaters have to have letters and they spell something.
Because there's four of us, so maybe it spells out Noel. Because there's four of us.
Wait, kung kasama si Noel, di 5.
No, Noel's like the bell or something.
Wow naman. Nikki's like, Rocky sounds Singaporean. It happens. I'm at the end of a work day. Oh, Kenny's like Pinoy spaghetti or Italian spaghetti.
Italian. I was never a fan of sweet
Ooh,
spaghetti.
Controversy.
I liked fast food spaghetti only because it can, let's say meetings happen, you don't get to eat it, and then when you finally can eat, it's cold, it's still okay.
It's a layer of cheese holding noodles together.
But you have spoiled me on actual pasta,
Oh, okay.
and
Yay
ever
me.
since actual pasta, I do not really enjoy fast
It
food.
sounds like such a revelation. I use instant noodles though. Okay, I'm not.
No.
When we say actual pasta,
No,
I'm not making noodles from
I
scratch.
don't mean our home cooked.
I'm setting that. Disclaimer.
Although I am
Oh,
stating our home cooked has made me appreciate pasta more.
okay.
But when we started going to restaurants to actually have pasta,
okay.
then I was like, okay, this is interesting. This is the finer qualities of flavor
I
are
have
there.
elevated Toby's eating with so many things apparently.
Again, I am the person who generally believes food, they all go down the same opening and they all go out the same
Oh,
opening.
like I introduced you to pho,
hmm
for example.
Yeah.
And I had to teach him how to eat Vietnamese pho.
And it wasn't that I wasn't adventurous. It just was that I didn't really bother trying.
Mm.
I was always di ba nga, when we go out to eat, the family would all order. And I'd be like, I don't need to order because I'll eat all the leftovers. And I don't mean that. I don't mean that I don't eat while everyone's eating and wait for the leftovers. It's more
Like a
I'll be
savage
eating,
dog.
I'll be eating with everyone, but then as they are done, I'm still eating. And then finally I'm like, so that's me. Yeah.
Rupert is here also and asking
Yay!
sana blowout. Syempre sa O, but
Mm-mm. When,
we're there in spirit.
so may ano ba? May 0 for 2 lang.
At least first shot na si Rupert. So other shot. But here's a shot to join your shot.
Yay!
Okay. Oh.
Oh my God. Wait, sorry. I suddenly felt emotional. Kasi nga na-miss ko over bigla.
Drama. But your drama ends here. The
I know.
chat.
Wait, I'm shaking. Wait.
Then here you can focus on the question, which is what is the worst RPG story that has happened to you? It's
I,
probably the
I
first one.
I will choose the second worst only because the worst is too triggering.
Okay.
And you know that one.
Yeah.
So I'll choose the second worst, and the second worst was at a international convention.
Oh.
So I was I was excited to meet people, and I met this person who was sobrang because there's tables, right, where you set up your game, and I was offering a game, and that person was also offering a game. So when no one showed up to play in my game, and I realized it was probably because I chose race as the game I'll run in a convention,
in a public setting,
in a public convention.
Not smart.
Not smart in my younger age. The person, and I'm trying to really avoid any
Pronouns.
and hints on who the person is, just so that I don't want the
Yeah.
person to feel pinag-iinitan siya. Had their own game creation, was proud to show it off. You can try it. Di ako naman, sure. It's their game. I can't wait. We spend the first hour and a half listening to the person talk about what the game is about and who our characters are.
Oh.
And then, because it's pre-generated, so we had to play those characters. But then, we're finally playing, right? Okay, so this is the scene. What do you do? So I grab my coffee. No, he doesn't drink coffee.
Too deep in the fantasy
So it
of
was
his
a
own
lot.
characters.
It was a lot of that throughout the entire game.
Oh.
We were being corrected every moment because we were not playing the characters right. And oh my gosh, I was so frustrated because I dragged two friends with me.
Oh, to join you. Oh.
And they were all looking at me and they're like, "Why are we here?" And I'm like, "I'm so sorry," but at the same time, I didn't have the heart to just walk out.
Yeah.
So we sat through that, and we tried to be nice. Didn't ask for feedback.
Of course.
Because I guess
I think he would have offered feedback, or he or she would have offered feedback because you're playing the characters in their story.
But yeah. So it was that sort of a game, and it was definitely one of the eye-opening moments of how not to do games.
Okay. Black Swan is surprised about your ability to pick things up with your toes, and Sam says that he also opens doors with his feet.
Oh, doors are easy.
I don't know. I don't know where to take that statement. I want to even say it depends on the doorknob, but apparently not because it's just a blanket. Like doors are easy. Okay. Dream place you want to celebrate your birthday at? Kenny's question.
Okay. That's tricky. It's a tricky question
Oh my
because
god! I just saw the sweater should spell slut.
oh, well, I definitely get the T because I'm Tobie. I don't know about the rest of you for the SLU.
Oh, okay.
But I'm owning T. This dream place to celebrate my birthday. Okay, it's a tricky question because the answer I'll have to give a few answers because they're different reasons.
Yeah, I mean you got the realistic dream place and the shoot for the moon dream place
and the other personal reason dream place. So for example,
okay.
One dream place I would love, a dream place I'd love to celebrate my birthday right now would be Obar, of course, because it's closed and we can't go there because of the pandemic and our government. So blah. But I would really love to go there and celebrate with all of you. But the fact that if ever we celebrate, I can only have possibly 10 guests because of the rules of
8
the pandemic.
guests because I'd like to attend.
Then no, I don't think that's going to happen this year or next year. Actually, I don't think it's going to happen next year. I'm already bracing for that, and that's going to be painful. But I would love to have one in that we saw it in one of the YouTube videos. It's that huge house that has different zones, and like it's like this fun house,
I'm sorry. Do you want to celebrate at the Crystal Maze?
something like that. But remember, it's the one they used for the Good Omens episode with the giant carousel indoors.
Okay, or unless this is American Gods,
American
and
Gods,
you're
American
referring to
Gods.
the
Yeah,
House on the Rock.
yeah. But that actual place, there's a
Yeah,
real
it
place
is a
that has,
place, the
yeah.
House on the Rock.
So there, I would love to celebrate there because it would be crazy fun, and Rocky's probably gonna feel like he's running after a dog that's running around.
That's my life.
But that's
Then what's your third place?
um, but then another dream place that's less feasible, but I would love to do it if it were possible. I want to do it underwater.
The way you said that is problematic on multiple levels.
But
So you would like to celebrate your birthday underwater.
um, if it could be like there were a way that we could do it without fearing drowning, and all the animals will be our friends, then yeah, let's go skinny dipping underwater to celebrate my birthday. But since that's not likely,
Yeah, I would need to learn how to swim.
then if it were some sort of underwater restaurant where the walls are glass and we can watch the sharks and whales while we eat meat, that would be interesting.
This sounds very dangerous. Okay.
And then the last one, which is not really um, realistic, but it would be something I'd love to do. I would love to be able to celebrate my birthday anywhere abroad where I could drag, all of our friends, international friends,
Mm.
with our local friends. And the reason why I'm saying it has to be celebrated abroad is simply because uh, it it means we're at a nice hotel also, and all this and that, and not worrying over our friends who have to contend with Philippine hotels.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's fair. Nikki also now Mrs. Pho and ramen. At least you can order ramen. I mean, like there are like all these ramen kits that you can get.
Yes.
So there's no keto ramen kits that I can find. Um, David says that for the slut sweaters, I should have S. I thought about it. I didn't want to verbalize it.
Mhm.
What performances would you like to see when we all go back to Obar? Oh, that's interesting. We've had a year of like
Oh,
performances in queue.
that's a good question. Okay, I will be evil and say I want to see Sam in Over
Ooh,
because
ooh.
oh my god, I can just imagine Sam entering on stage,
Mm.
and then with the two of them guiding the other queens to come up with the theatrical numbers and the unexpected numbers. Oh my god, I can just I can just imagine how awesome that would be.
In terms of songs,
In terms of songs, I guess more specific songs. Of course, there's the Kylie songs that sadly we have not been able to see as a on-stage performance because of the pandemic.
that's true. I mean, like pretty much all of disco, the disco
Mm,
album.
yeah, and then um, as this is still sound. I want to see one of the songs from the soundtrack of Metal Gear Solid perform.
I know
I,
this one.
I'm so sorry, but I really, really have an attachment to Snake Eater, and it's such a good song. It's such a campy, almost porny trumpets
Yes,
trumpet song, but I love it so much.
he does. It was playing in the siege for quite a while.
And then I guess I would also love to see a revival of like the advertising would be classics and ganyan. But then it's all the what most people know to be pop music, but they're officially classics now because they're like 20 to 25 years old now. So it's like everyone is expecting oldies, but then it's all Britney Spears and
Oh, shady.
just because let's face it, they're old now. They're officially old now.
Although it's not my birthday, and I can't answer. It's not my
No,
questions.
you can.
But I would chime in. Oh my God, when you think about it, it's even things like as simple as remember Kill the Lights, which like became the closing song for
Yes.
almost every online drag show early last year.
Yes.
We've never seen that performed on stage, and I
Mm-mm.
can totally imagine it as a end of set big number.
Mm-hmm.
So that would be super fun. Kill the lights. Oh my god. Okay. Awesome. All right. Um, and then people were clarifying what Snake Eater song. Even Mon was like, "What song again?" So
It's a video game song. So if you look up Metal Gear Solid 3 Snake Eater, if you look that up
it's
on
very
YouTube,
James Bond esque.
yes. But I guess that's what I like about it. It feels very drama theater.
Like Eartha Kitt, James Bond esque.
Yes, it has that feel, and it's sobrang with backup Snake Eater.
He has listened to different arrangements of this song. Oh my god, Mon's like remind us. Oh my god.
I feel sad that in as much as I love Death Stranding,
It
no,
doesn't have memorable music, does it?
I don't know if it's
Parang
because it's churches. I think
shady.
no, it's a different, it's a different connect. I don't really connect to the soundscape. I connected more to the scoring than the
Mm.
songs, and I feel bad about that.
Okay, Sam's like, I want someone to do Baka Mitai from Yakuza. Okay, more
Mm.
game song. You know what do you think about it? How many, we haven't really heard a lot of like video
Oh
game
my god.
songs at
Can
all.
we have a Busta Groove set? Kitty and
Shorty, of
Shorty,
course you're gonna say short.
and then I'm willing to be taught so I can
You're
perform.
gonna do ham.
No,
What
I'll be natural playboy.
hero? The other Halloween
But I'll
costume
need
that has eluded Toby for a
yeah.
few years
I
now.
wanted to dress up as hero one Halloween. So when I checked how much it would cost me to have a stylized white suit and pants,
And it has to be bell bottom pants.
and
It's very
and it
70s.
needed that
And it's the
flairish,
high
yeah.
flare, high collar,
So
that kind of a
so
white
the
suit.
estimate was like
Saturday Night Fever white
the
suit
estimate was like 4,700. So I
for a
was
costume.
so I was like thinking, I'm so tempted, but I know Rocky's never gonna let me wear this again.
You can wear it, just not in public. This would have been the perfect year to have that costume because you can wear it as much as you want.
Oh my god, would you really have allowed me to wear it as much as I want?
Yeah, I'd have to wash it though. In between.
Okay, but yeah,
But you wouldn't get lucky with that thing on. Just saying.
yeah.
Okay. Dane is here. Happy birthday. Carlo is here.
Thank
Happy
you,
birthday.
thank you.
Pwede ba? Okay, I think Carlo now agrees. The bus.
Oh my god,
idea.
sorry. Mon says, sige, we'll do the theme from SimCity. Yes! I want to see that.
Oh my god. Which SimCity though?
And then ano mangyari? Are the queens all dressed as buildings or something?
There's zones waiting for buildings to appear. Okay. Sam's like, can you imagine a Kingdom Hearts performance though? Yutada Med
Oh,
on
that
this.
would be great.
Toby
Oh,
is quite the nerd on for
but we
Yutada.
have had, I think it was Precious who did Anutada song
I
before.
remember, yeah, there was a big Japanese night. And then it of course ends with like Let doing Voltes 5.
Yeah.
I miss I miss I miss that. I miss the not to be insulting, but then really the predictability of
Yeah.
Let's coming on.
It's not an insult at all. It was
It's very
it's what
strong
we
branding.
love. It's what we
Yes.
love about her brand. The moment we hear the music, this is a letter number. It's sort of like how when we hear certain music, we know it's a touring number.
Yes.
When we hear certain music, we know it's a cat number, and we're wondering how much skin we'll see. So there are specific brands, and it's interesting. Yeah, I misled that.
Oh, okay. Carlo asks, dream video game. I guess what as a concept or like a sequel or a combination of game concepts.
Okay, if dream sequel would be, we need a new Katamari Damacy game, guys. And that, if it did exist, and it was if it was a Katamari, let's call it Katamari Eternity, and it had like remakes of all the old games in it, then I would be willing to buy the console to play that.
Oh yeah.
Because the
This we
early,
say as the people who still have a PS3.
because the early Katamari games were so much better, and the new ones we didn't quite get
Because
interested in.
the challenge in Katamari was it forever was like super annoying. That the which was smart but annoying was the black and white
Mm-mm.
challenge and don't hit the fire. It's
Yeah.
like
And the earlier ones were less skill and more fun.
Yeah, and there were like throwbacks to the earlier game.
Mhm. So
That's
that would be
Katamari.
the game I'd mentioned. But in terms of
Katamari
dream game,
Damacy.
so there's rumors that PS, which was basically Kojima's attempt to do a Silent Hills game.
Mm.
Well, I'm not sure if it was Kojima, but it was supposed to be a Norman Reedus Silent Hills game. Might be back on the development
Yeah, there's
cycle.
not enough rumors that someone's working on a Silent Hill
And
thing.
then there have been confirmations of a Metal Gear reboot. So that I'm a bit sad about.
Because that may not have Kojima. No?
Yes. And I don't know how well that will go without him.
Okay. David says the Agatha song would be great song with all the different costume changes. Fair. Or like I feel like the Agatha All Along song would be inserted into other
Mhm.
diva performances. And then it could be like a running gag. It's like when Turing and Let do Thunder
Mhm.
by what's that group?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Um
Imagine Dragons.
yeah. What I'm imagining though is the Agatha All Along, the instrumental version will be the intro song when the show's about to start.
Oh, that's nice. As much as I love Sex
Yeah.
and the City intro,
But
but
yeah, it has
that
that.
could be a very modern. Dun, 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 dun.
PT there, Sam mentioned PT. There are a lot of rumors that it's been reactivated because of the success of Death Stranding. So, and then there were, if you look online, there's a bunch of Kojima posts that people have dissected to be
As usual.
implying that PT is back on track. Including, there was this one post of like some sort of energy drink, but then people realized it's the same energy drink from
Yes.
Silent Hill.
Yes, I saw that one.
And it had no captions. It was just that drink on a chair as a picture. So parang, wait, are you teasing? Are you I
And
can't
diba
do it.
parang even one of the analysis, like the chair also looks like the chair used in somewhere
and then there's
else.
the other one that the pencil was the same brand as the game.
It's kind of stupid.
I
But-
can't wait though if it does happen. What else? Oh my gosh.
Okay, we're running out of questions from the groups. I guess I will just throw in like so at present, what are your top 5 board games?
Hmm. It's always a tricky question.
I know.
I'm always struggling to rank things
Tobie is a pack rat even with his things he loves.
because I have multiple perspectives in many things.
Yes.
Diba? So,
One is Archer, one is you.
if I were to limit it to games, like if let's say we lost our collection and there were 5 games that survived,
That's
that
a
we can
good-
still playing.
That's a good thing
Yeah.
to winnow
So,
it down.
so
yes.
that's how I would try to break it down. And notice I'm already looking around to mentally try to map out if I'm happy with my choices. So Suburbia would be one of those on the list. Not necessarily the top most, but it's one which I feel kasi whether it's just us or with others, we can play.
Yeah.
And
it scales well. Like I don't mind 2-player Suburbia.
it scales well. It's not beginner unfriendly, and it's not boring for people who are used to the game. So that's there. That's in the list. After Suburbia, well, not necessarily after, but other than Suburbia, Robinson Crusoe will still have to be in that
I knew you were
list.
gonna say Robinson
I
Crusoe.
cannot not have Robinson Crusoe, despite the fact that it doesn't get as much place as we normally, because it's not really something easy to teach either.
Yeah.
Um,
And then I'll admit like it's okay with 2, but it's not as fun with 2.
Yeah.
Like I think 3 is a sweet
and
spot.
and
for
it's
that
also
game.
trickier to play because you can end up playing with people who care only about winning, and
then
the
it's
game
like,
doesn't be as fun. But then if you play with people who are in the story as well about survival and stuff, then it's interesting in that way. The third would be our legendary collection. It's we cannot
unfair.
we cannot not have our legendary collection. The variety of options, the different.
That's
gameplay.
unfair. You're talking about literally thousands of cards because
But-
it's a large franchise. It's Marvel. It's Aliens. It's Predator. It's
Well-
Buffy. It's Serenity.
Well, the question
it's Big
was
Trouble in Little China.
the question was 5 games.
Fine. You're like You're like that person who shows up at the 8 items or less aisle and you have 10 things, but you'll argue, I have four of the same thing. It's one punch on the machine. My grandmother was this person. It was a very awkward moment.
I'm not that person. I'd separate it to two carts, and then I'll give eight, and then I'll say this is for my companion who's just there, and then I'll give it another eight.
Oh, okay. All right. So,
So that's
games.
the three.
So, four.
The last two are trickier because now I'm like trying to think of what to fill the gaps given what we have, and I think my last two would have to be can't be a legacy game because I want to replay it.
Okay.
So Concordia will be one of the last two.
Ooh,
It's
congratulations,
nicely,
Concordia.
it's nicely complex, but it's still approachable for new players. But damn, it's got a lot of depth.
Yes.
It's got a lot of
This is
wiggle
why
room.
I totally get the original Shut Up and Sit Down review of
Mhm.
Concordia, and it's super like I just want to give up all games and only play Concordia. Yeah, it's a good game.
And then down to the last one, tricky. And tricky in the last one. Do I still have digital games?
No.
Ah! Okay, then it has to be Carcassonne.
Okay, I was wondering like, is Carcassonne gonna survive
Yeah.
this cut?
I was already pushing Carcassonne to I have it at digital, so okay lang wag na.
Wow, unfair. Okay,
And Suburbia kasi pangit in digital implementation. That's why I had to.
it's a single
See,
player.
see, that's how my brain works. It's hard for me to just choose stuff.
Okay, Sam asks, what have you been enjoying about online drag shows or favorite numbers you've seen throughout the past year?
Okay, I will
Ooh.
now raise immediately the disclaimer. I will probably forget who performed what because that's my.
That's fair, and I think the lines have blurred. Like we don't have like unlike at Obar,
Mhm.
you know that like Betty Who is going to be a cat number,
Yeah.
whereas Katy Perry is most likely Precious and things like that. Like there's semi ownership
Yes.
over songs and artists. But yeah, online it's like everybody's doing everything.
So, online, I can't state specific numbers because the stupid me cannot remember the name of the songs. I'm sort of seeing the visuals in my head.
Okay.
So there was the art show that we watched that the ring invited us to.
Oh, okay. Dead Flies.
Yeah, Dead Flies. There was a number there that I really really enjoyed. Um, because it was creatively obnoxious. Um, it had a lot of it had editing and stuff to try to make it more interesting. It wasn't the repetitive one.
You were going to bring it up.
Yeah, but that wasn't it. It wasn't the intro one either. Um, and then beyond those, man, it's hard. It's hard to choose. I'm like struggling to recall specific.
Or just like
numbers.
what are doesn't think about numbers then, but what have you like in general enjoyed about
Okay.
online things?
Well, at the risk of sounding pandering to the person who asked the question, mismo, Sam, I have to state you as one of them because it was really who's this?
Yes.
And when we saw the number, we were like, wait lang. This is the same impact we had when we saw Turing perform for the first time.
Mhm.
It was the you know new face, unexpected number,
So much potential.
and despite an unexpected number, knew how to carry it.
Mm.
Because we've seen new performers who tried something totally unexpected and they really bombed. A lot of them
We have
among
witnessed many bombs.
a lot of them among the auditions at Obar. I remember Mon and Rupert would sometimes, may bagong ano, and then when we see it, we're like, oh no, that kind of needs more help.
Oh no.
And of course, we know how do we explain, and we'll try to be constructive about it. But seeing Sam's performance, that was very, very intensely eye-opening. Um, Mrs. Tan's numbers catch me off guard. because there's
And not just because she kicks her computer.
yes, but there is an actual energy in the calm moments of
Mm.
Mrs. Tan's performances. It's like there's a lot of motion, there's a lot of movement, but then when Mrs. Tan freezes and then it's just the lip sync or just the expression, parang you can't help but be drawn in. Parang it has a, in lack of a better word, it has a fussy quality to it.
And I feel like, I mean, it does also shows her growth, like because we saw early Mrs. Tan
Yes.
at O, and then it was
Yes.
okay, but then it
Yes.
was not as striking. And I don't know, but now I wonder, like, is it also because of the environment? Because the O stage can swallow you
Mm-hmm.
because it's quite big.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and then of course, if the numbers that she was performing at the time were not what she wanted, and
Mm-hmm.
there's that when it's a bar setting, you have to play to the audience, you have to play to the to the atmosphere, and it changes what you do. And
Mm-hmm.
like I said, it was earlier, Mrs. Tan. Like since then, she went on to do a lot more shows and stuff, and then I think definitely growth in the pandemic. So that's yeah, I agree.
And then I cannot ignore Precious Paula Nicole.
Mm.
Um, the way Precious upped the live stream performance game,
Mm.
um, from using the backgrounds to utilizing the camera to some extent. I'm very very happy
Oh my God,
when
you
I see
remember
Precious
early
shows.
quarantine? And then
Yes.
you'd like see people with the tips. We bought lights. With the tips, I
Mm-mm.
bought
You,
a
you,
smoke
you can
machine.
see that progression, and it was funny. Parang yung nga, there's that hiniram ko muna yung machine from ganyan-ganyan,
Uh,
or nagsho-show, tas taka lang, nagre-reklamo na yung kapitbahay. And it had that nice, very reality show quality to it. But then as it progressed, um, I'm very impressed with how Precious has adapted as well to the medium. I
mm-mm.
feel bad that I can't speak for some of the other queens we love, like um, we don't really see Bernie, because Bernie tends
Yeah,
to be in Kumu.
yeah. Bernie's on different
We
platforms.
rarely see Eken, Bench, because we don't really chance on the schedules, or yung schedules nila, they tend to hit may ginagawa tayo.
Yeah.
So there's that sadness to that. I know some like um, Valeria haven't been performing.
Parang minsan na
They,
nag-guest lang siya.
so there's that parang nakakamiss din, and it would have been interesting. It would have been interesting to see how they would have approached the challenges of the medium.
Yeah. And and I think it goes without saying. I mean, the evolution of Thursday
Oh
uh,
yes.
with Turing, and I think what really struck me was when the KTV bar segment started, which
Mhm.
really became which I totally I think it was like for me it really felt like Turing um shaking off the indirect pressure of trying to do the lives to make money and
Make
hit a and that in sense and being lost in the struggle for number of
mhm,
viewers and
mhm,
how many tips you're getting and just had fun with it and just explored it, and I think that was like liberating for her,
mhm,
and it was an important quarantine revelation, and I think it helps, and I think that's also like set some of those shows apart.
mhm.
So
Agree.
that's my
Agree.
contribution. Um, oh my God, Queen Anita with all the Hugo song. Okay, that should be like a revelation of this quarantine because we had never seen Anita perform in drag
Yes.
until the pandemic.
Despite knowing
Despite knowing JR for so long
and
and seeing Anita in drag at
and
so
and
many
knowing
times.
JR had connections sa theater.
Yeah, with that
Kumbaga,
background.
yeah, we
Oh,
never really saw those paths intersect. So that was an interesting revelation. And um, I loved the when we saw that number and Anita kept popping out of all these places.
oh my God.
That was
Yeah,
such
yeah, yeah. With
a
the
fun,
Bacardi backdrop set
yes.
and
And
then
then suddenly sa cabinet.
oh my God, I can't remember the song. Can't remember the song. But
Oh my
yes, that was
gosh.
crazy. That
See,
was
but
crazy.
that's the thing. I see it in fragments, so I feel bad that I can't quite state them.
I think of that, and then like a lot of interesting ways to like sort of just innovate within the medium because it's such a
Mm-mm.
different thing to perform on video versus on the stage. And then especially like performers who are used to big stages. Like when you see the way like the ring has a lot of movement. Precious also has like um, very strong dancing skills, and then but then to limit it to such a smaller
Mm.
frame totally changes the way you perform.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So to everyone else still watching, we have hit 1 hour. We might stay for just 30 more minutes. So if you still have questions, please shoot them this
yeah,
way.
just have fun with us. You know, we're
Ask
just
me
talking.
anything, and I will try as my best to answer all of them. If you do have the courage to ask them, but please do send them over, send them in. I will not give you my pin code.
Okay, so Kenny had the question of what are things that you want to achieve between today and your next birthday?
Ooh, that's
Mhm,
a loaded question.
mhm.
That's a loaded question.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay,
I just killed the lights.
I'll
Dun, 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 dun,
go I'll go full honesty
dun,
mode.
dun, dun, dun,
But
dun, 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 dun,
speak
dun,
as
dun,
safe as
dun.
possible.
Okay.
Um,
Mhm,
so first, I
mhm,
want to finally release a game that I had to stop because of traumatic events. Um, I've slowly been going through the document again. I wrote over 80,000 words for that game, but due to the traumatic events, I couldn't even look at it for the last few months without getting triggered. But now I've decided I have to get that game out. That's a lot of work that deserves to be released.
Yes,
I
I
don't
agree.
I don't care if people attack it or celebrate it or play with it or ignore it. I just need to get it out there because it deserves to be released. So
Mm-hmm.
that's one goal I have set for myself this year. Um, Second, I need to get back in shape. There was a time I was working out pretty much at home. I even had a small little gym set
Mm-hmm.
with a bench. Oh, that bench had so much memories. And the weights. What?
The weights are there.
Yeah,
They're still
we
there
gave
on the
up the
floor.
bench.
Yes, we gave up the bench.
We had so much memories. Remember, Yoshi used to sit on
Mm.
it, and
Right. Out. Keep it.
and then so I have to get back in shape. I have to be healthier. It's not easy being 44, well, turning 44, and realizing that there are many days you wake up and your back hurts or your legs are not as flexible. Um, what else? Um, I was actually seriously considering if I can shift to full keto this year.
Oh, see, I don't pressure him.
Yeah,
I just don't eat
you
things.
haven't you haven't been pressuring me and you haven't been asking me to do it. But I am thinking, maybe it's something I can do, maybe it's something I can accomplish. I mean, I have pretty much stopped smoking. I I used to be a very strong smoker. I think the worst was when I was hitting around 2 to 3 packs a day. Um, then ever since we got together, I wanted to cut it down. I was able to bring it down to practically I only smoke at Obar
Mm-mm.
and nowhere else anymore. And this came from someone who even used to have that mindset na I can only be creative if I'm smoking because artist. Um,
Oh my god, I remember the resume again. Anyway, sorry, go ahead.
but yeah, I've totally given up on smoking. Um, I still realize the triggers are there. So like if
Hmm.
I'll see someone smoking, there's that mindset of oh smoking, but beyond those moments, I don't ever find myself wanting to get, even if like I'm in a convenience store, I see cigarettes, I don't care. But I have a feeling once O-bars open again, I might end up doing it again. I don't know. But yeah, since I was able to do that, then I was thinking maybe I can taper off sugar to that extent because officially, save for the desserts I get myself, everything we've been having is keto.
Largely yes,
And
because
the
it's
only other
because
thing
we
that's
have to share meals.
yeah, the only other thing kasi that's not keto is when we have pasta and I have different noodles.
Mm-mm. And there's nothing stopping me from just having shirataki for both of us.
Diba?
It's just
And
that I have regular noodles for Toby.
and then in terms of the food sa takeout, that's been established. That's what we order, so that's there.
This means we'll have to give up Uncle Mo's
Possibly.
because I keep generating carbs when we order from Uncle
But
Mo's.
yun, so I've been weighing that in my head, and I've kind of noticed that I've been able to delay how much I have desserts. Um, Sometimes I end up still going full throttle, and I just eat desserts because I want to. But then I realized that it's no longer like before. Na I have to have it. I always have to have it on stock. So I've been pondering about that. So that might happen this year.
Hmm.
We'll see. If it does happen this year, oh boy, that's a huge change because that's a lot of things I'm going to stop doing.
Yeah.
Um, what else? I also um, I've also been weighing on giving up on a bunch of stuff because I want to generate more room for us. So I still have a bunch of movie collections on DVD. DVD. Does anyone still remember what those are? Um, so we don't really have the ways to play them anymore. We don't even really
I think
bother.
the PS3 is our main way to
Yeah,
play
and then we
physical
don't we
media.
don't we don't really bother to play them.
Yeah.
So there's that serious. Okay, Toby, I know you wanted to hold on to many of them because they had extras, but just give them up, and then maybe you'll find, if not Blu-ray, digital extras that you can look into and
So like
invest on.
I feel the same way about like you just like I stopped burning
Mhm.
stuff to DVDs and stuff, and I just cloud what I can, but then like the shows and stuff I just gave up on.
Yeah, I still burn only because I don't want stuff to be in a cloud, which I'll panic over if that service ends.
Mm.
And I think I'm more emotionally and psychologically ready to lose the physical device that
It's funny.
breaks
Yeah.
than to panic over a digital medium that parang, so I have to pay you in order to get my data back. It's that sort of thing. Or compared to, I messed it up, I'll give up. So there's that. Uh, Theoretically, I might start giving up my physical role playing game books. Eyesight has not helped. Um, Reading actual books is really much more a burden. The pandemic has also made it distinctly clear that digital books are the way to go. But even post pandemic, sorry, even pre pandemic, remembering our Wraith and Pendragon sessions,
Hmm.
despite having the books on the table, people would look at the PDF.
That's true. But also our play group like all need
Yeah,
glasses.
nga eh. So there's that realization na talagang any books we keep are literally books we will want to keep,
Yeah, they're collectibles. They're not
or
functional books
books
anymore.
that have a emotional
Nostalgic,
because I
yeah.
wrote in them, or
Yes.
because they were given as a gift and I want to hold on to them. But I think it's coming to a point where it's
Oh, Nick
time.
has to go ahead.
Oh, bye, Nick. Where it's time to give away a lot of the books that I have had throughout the years. Um, yeah. And the last one would be sayang si Nick umalis na, the comic books. I most likely will be giving up my
I
comic
feel
book
like I have to
collection.
do that too, and I feel sad because like there's some very old,
Yun
well,
nga eh.
and mine are like super well preserved.
And your preserved stuff, I think you should find buyers. I think, in as much as you can be more diligent and find out the grade and find out the actual
Yeah,
price,
not that bad. Yeah.
maybe you can even third party it. Find someone who normally does that. Tell them, okay, I have these. Tell me how much they're worth, and I'll give you a cut to sell them. Because I just want to get rid of them, but at least by going through you,
Mm-mm.
it's closer to their actual value. Diba? It could be something like that. Eh.
Oof,
But
that requires trust. Or then again, I've seen too many heist movies.
yeah, but in the end, I think I am in general going through a very quote unquote Marie Kondo year in the coming year, which I think is just me really accepting that we need to generate more room. And there's a lot of stuff which, while I have kept, I have not even touched in the last few years. So that should be a signal that either I give them to people who'll appreciate and use them, or I get rid of them.
Okay. Okay. Mitch had a very quick question of favorite tea.
So there's the four fruits, which I like
Four red fruits.
for red fruits. But then the ginger is what I appreciate more because it helps really soothe my throat.
Twinings, ginger, and lemon.
But then when we're out, I don't get those because I'm full experiment mode.
Yes.
Yeah, I want to try this one. What does this one look like?
We are the people that every time we've gone to fancy tea places like TWG, we can never remember what the hell we had last time. And then it's a lot of like, ooh, let's try this or this or this.
Mm-mm. But I guess that's it. We're still exploring that aspect.
Mitch also asks, so she remember that you like rom-coms. What are your top three favorite or memorable rom-coms?
My Sassy Girl will be on the top of the list, and please do not watch the American version. I'll watch the original Korean version, and no, I cannot state that Korean name. In as much as many say Windstruck is the spiritual sequel to that show, no. Windstruck is not as well done. I feel so bad saying that, but sadly, it's not as well done. So, My Sassy Girl would be number one. My number two, as odd as it will sound, is You Got Mail.
Oh wow, you're so classic.
I used to think my number two would be Sleepless in Seattle.
Uh-huh.
But then I realized I like the chemistry more in You Got Mail.
And that's funny because like we're talking about the same people largely, right?
Yes, but sadly, You Got Mail does have a problematic angle to the narrative
Mm.
because he does knowingly pretend he's someone else to build that trust with her later on. And I understand that and I accept that, but I still like how that movie overall was designed. How they told the story, how they connected it to the big books, consuming the small
Oh
independent
yeah. Oh
books.
yeah, they had that
Um,
angle. Yeah.
how they showed na yes, it's bad that that's happening, but at the same time, look, all these kids are in the big bookstore,
Mm-hmm.
and she gets to read to them, and it was a very honest attempt to show both sides of many stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's what I appreciated about You Got Mail. Um, and then the last one will be a toss up between Sydney White. What?
Hi ho.
Or 10 Things I Hate About You.
Why? Wait. Why is this even a question?
Because I can't get rid of Sydney White. It still has to be there somewhere.
Like the
Okay,
gum on your
so
shoe.
if we say top 3.5, then that's Sydney White. Okay, fine. But I'm not willing to let go Sydney White. Sydney White has too much emotional resonance on how it helped me start laughing about a very difficult, sad thing in my life. But yeah, 10 Things I Hate About You. Um, awesome movie. Very well done. And it's not often there's a movie where I like both the leading guy and the leading girl.
Okay. Okay. Kenny, of course, relatedly asked, "What are some things you cannot give up?"
Ah,
That's very wide. It's not
yeah.
like it's about food. It's about things, whatever.
Well, I think I can't give up on being hopeful because I am very easily. I can very easily think of all the wrong things that can happen, and you've seen me spiral down really
Yep.
bad, really quickly. Um, that was scary. That was scary for me because I was consciously expressing to you why I was freaking out. This was happening to me,
Mm-mm.
and the other part of me was full out going broken. Diba? And I was like two people at that moment, and
Mm-hmm.
it was so weird.
The
Um,
shadow.
so I cannot ever give up on being hopeful. It's different from being idealistic. It's just believing that there is good in people, and maybe not everyone has it, but at least the people who have it are worth keeping. So that would be one. The second would be I cannot give up on my faith. I'm not a religious person. I will state that clearly. I even don't think I count as Catholic or Christian, but I do believe I have embraced virtues that are expected of such a person and avoided deftly the bigotry and um, self hate that is trained in such mindsets at times. But I cannot deny the many things I have experienced and continue to experience, which basically make me realize I am part of something bigger. And I know we all are. So my faith will always be there. Um, and then the third, and it sounds terrible to rank it as third, but the third is, what we have, our love.
Is a thing.
And I only slate it as third, quote unquote, because I had to slate the two things which helped define me as an independent individual. Na parang if anything happened to us, and it's that line from The Haunting on Bly Manor, to love someone is to be willing to risk losing them at some point in your life, because whether it's by choices or by fate or by chance, diba? There's accidents, there's tragedies, there's whatever. There's always a possibility there's the truth that one of us will go ahead of the other.
Mm-hmm.
Hindi mo mawawala yan. And to
I'm
choose,
working very hard to make sure it's not me.
and to choose to love someone is to be willing to risk going through losing the other person. And
Okay.
that was such a touching line for me. And going back to my that's why I have to mention my hope and my faith as my first two. Because when that third thing ever happens, and if I'm the one to survive us, I will need those two to not give up. And that's how I see it.
Ooh.
That got heavy.
Yeah, it
I'm
did.
sorry.
Patricia's
I'm sorry.
here and says happy birthday.
Hey, thank you, Patricia. I'm so sorry. Yes, Mitch, you have to watch Sydney White.
So it looks like we have maybe some 9 people still watching.
Mhm.
I've always wanted to do this. If you're still watching, press 2.
For Tobie.
Yeah, just let us know if you're still there, or if not, we can. And maybe you're just passively watching in the background. We've been notorious for this. Oh, and now we've dropped some more. We're down to 7. But just fine, and just let us know. And if not, then we can just tidy up.
Thank you, Patricia.
So we have David and we have Kenny.
David,
and-
ask me something.
Oh, and then Mitch and Noel.
Kenny,
and Sam
Noel.
and Mai. Oh, Mai's here.
Dami
And
pala.
Maina. Oh.
Mai, you can ask me anything.
And yes, David, that's literally how Tobie labels glasses at parties as the number 2 and the letter B.
And for a long time, that was my self-chosen nickname.
Yeah.
When people call me Tobie, Tobie, I associated that with family. So there was a time with friends, it's an angsty artist mode. I started using Tobie, but not in school. So like LaSalle, I was part of Malate Literary Folio. It was still Tobie.
Okay.
But in my private artist mode, wherein I do some art,
So Toreador.
I know I was super angsty. I was
So Toreador.
I had the fishnet gloves that were fingerless gloves.
Why do you always have to go back to these
I
guys?
had
And literally because of Vampire Lark.
I had fang implants, not implants, caps that
Yeah.
I could wear so I could have fangs. And I used to wear a chain and padlock around my neck.
This is the
Can you-
man I'm spending my life
Can you
with.
imagine? You could have had
I
a
can-
very goth boyfriend.
I can imagine it. I also imagine it not lasting long.
That's true. If I were that person, that person was so messed up.
Oh my
That person
god.
was super messed up.
Mina asks, spicy or not spicy?
Prior to my 30s, spicy. Because I will warn you all, young ones, once at some point in time beyond your 30s, it's no longer fun going out as it is going in.
Oh my god.
And trust me, it sounds funny, but when that day comes for you, you will understand.
And spicy is not as fun anymore. Okay. David's asking, would you rather speak to animals or to inanimate objects?
Okay, to quantify, If it's speak to them because they're intelligent,
Okay.
then I choose animals
Okay.
because I don't want the bed, the chair, the couch to know and be conscious of what we do in this house and have an opinion on it. I don't want that to happen.
Fair.
But if it's to talk to objects, not that they have consciousness, but because they can relay you back information,
Then it's changeling.
then I would love it to be objects. So like it might be I get to the house and I'd be like, door, open up. And the door opens. That's awesome. But if it's door, open up, bait na yung ka lang.
Judgy. What a judgy door.
Yeah, and the door's like, no, dumadaan ka lang dito pag kailangan mo umalis ng bahay. I don't want objects like that.
Wow.
Next
Oh,
question.
Kenny's a weird one. If there's a fire, you can only save one pair of socks. Which one would you save? There is an episode about our socks, so yes.
At the risk of sounding Baduy, it would be the our gay socks. Because
Mm,
those were the most prominent. I don't know how we'll ever replace socks
okay.
currently.
Okay. And you got them in LA, diba?
Yes, I got them in
West Hollywood.
West Hollywood. I was about to say Hollywood Drive for some reason.
Like Rodeo Drive?
I don't know.
Because there's no Hollywood
It's a
Drive.
name. You know me and names.
Yeah, I think that's about the question. Just people reacting to your
My
your
mentioned
chain and padlock.
LARPer. Yes, I was a LARPer. If you search online and you're crafty enough, you will find me in a very large black Victorian dress in white makeup
In
and,
Glorieta.
and lipstick in Glorieta as I played a toreador, a male toreador who was lamenting the death of his sire by wearing her dress and then gets possessed. So that night, suddenly possessed by the sire, confronts all the other guests because they all betrayed her in some way. And we
Mm.
played that in full public, and that was just crazy fun.
Um, I was gonna say something. Wait.
Rapper? Toreador?
Yeah. Oh my God, I lost it.
Dress?
I lost it.
Makeup?
Um,
LARP.
I remember now. Toby's a kind of judgy gamer in the sense that we just started watching the TV series of What We Do in the Shadows, based on the Taiki Waititi mockumentary movie. And there's an episode that features LARPers, and of course, without prompting, Toby's automatically like they do it indoors. It's like why are they in a room?
Because it was like a small office room, and
And
they're
then they
all
were all
there.
around the table
But
with like their sheets in front of them.
LARPers wouldn't do that. If ever LARPers would choose like the warehouse or the parking lot because they need space because they will need areas which either they'll mark with tape or literally different rooms as different locations. So shows what they know. It's the same. It's the same problem as when Big Bang Theory had the cast all seated with talisman on the table, and they all had their cards, and they were like drawing cards and then putting that. And like no one plays talisman that way.
Yeah, we've judged games. The other time was like Forbidden Island, and like, no, that's not how it would be done either. I don't understand what they're doing. They're just picking up cards and putting them back down on the table. That's not how you play.
Mai asks, living. No, that's a comment pala. Living in a sentient house, writing prompt.
That's
Yes.
true. Quite the writing prompt.
Mitch shares judgmental door. Okay. Yeah. So we're not really planning to go super long for this episode. It was really just a fun way to connect with everyone and our little way to virtually celebrate my birthday that's coming up. I'm still actually shocked to realize I'm 40, turning 44. It's there really is a point in time that you realize you've become your parents. I mean, when I think back on the strongest memories I have of my parents as more than just mom and dad, but as people,
Hmm.
I realized they were around my age at the time.
Mm.
Kumaga, I was when I was, um, becoming more aware of who I am, and becoming more aware, because there is that point when your parents cross from being perfect dad and mom to who they really are,
Yeah, they're people.
diba?
Yeah.
And that's when you realize that they don't really know everything. Also, they're they're not exactly experts in everything. Na, kasi diba, there's that younger years wherein, wala, if there's a problem, mom knows what to do. If there's a problem, dad will fix it. And when I think back and I recall, kasi that's part of what includes in those memories where there was an aunt who, I was staying in Pasay noon, and then I saw my aunt outside. She was burning photos because there was a breakup, but
Okay.
she was burning photos and crying with headphones on. And when I talked to her, she took off the headphones, and I could hear that the music was um, Swing Out Sister,
Okay. Random.
and the song was Breakout. And it was a puzzling moment for me because I don't think naman it was the very first time, but it was the very first time for me up close to see a breakup.
Okay.
And again, it had that, thinking back now, she was more or less in the late 30s, 40s age range at that time. So there's that realization now of, I'm at that age range. So that explains why sila Sophie, sila ganun, they're all college and stuff. And they're now seeing things in that perspective I used to see my aunts and my uncles and all that. So it's bewildering to see that perspective. But, so I'm the uncle who's living with another uncle, and we have toys everywhere. Diba? And I can like imagine now me if I were at that back then age, I'd be like, whoa.
We're very cool. We're very cool.
So yeah,
But
it's,
like only to specific people.
but yeah, it also carries with it the fears of what's to come in the long term, the worries of inevitable things, and it's easy to just get lost thinking of those things. So I try to just focus on the now and what can be done.
Kenny has a lighter question. If we lived in a JRPG world, what is your job class?
Everyone would probably think I'm a healer,
Really?
a support
I do not see
healer,
you as a healer.
only because I'd be always. Um,
I'm a healer. Thumbs up.
but I think I'd rather be um, um, scout slash assassin. And I run off on my own ahead, and I either report back where you guys can go, or I
Mhm.
deal with things that might attack you guys from my own perspective. I don't see myself being in the main party during the story.
That's weird. Why?
I don't know, because it's a JRPG.
What's my class?
You,
Sige nga.
I think I think you'd be one of the heavy hitters.
What? Like what?
Not a tank,
Yeah.
but like you're the ranged one with the large area effect attacks, but it needs to recharge every now and then. Or you're the one who um, has a lot of area effects, smaller damage, but you have to keep moving.
Why? Why this specific
I don't know.
move
I just
set?
see that. I don't see you as the one calling the shots, but I see you angry with the one calling the shots because they're stupid decisions.
Oh, that's fair. That's totally me. That's a fair read. I'm always angry at other
And then
people.
I could imagine I probably would have wanted to call the shots, but I still wouldn't. Someone else would end up doing that, so I'd end up scouting. That's how I see it.
Strange. Very strange.
I think David and Ed would be great tanks
Hmm.
with a Suikoden combo move when they attack together. Yeah, I can see that. And then I think Mitch would be our save point.
I thought Mitch would be the flying squirrel.
Parang whenever we see Mitch, she'd be like, "Hey, so saving you, game."
Ang dami na. Annyeong. That would be funny.
Yeah.
Okay, okay. Oh, we hit
Thank you,
8.
man.
Who joined? Who just joined?
If you just joined, we can't tell if you're there unless you message. So please send in comments. Feel free to ask anything. We are almost done with the episode. Oh, there we go. We actually have ended. Um,
And yeah, Kenny agrees about Dave and Ed being tanks.
sobrang tanks yung dalawang yan. And it's not about, it's not going to be the usual tanks up front and then they take all the damage. I don't know. It's going to be tanks flanking on the side because they're going to pincer maneuver.
Although I'd
whoever.
still make them front row.
Well, we want them to be in the front row because they can handle it. But I see that they'd rather what's the word, flank the opponent than lure
But that's
the
their
opponent.
move. It'll be like a jump forward.
Yeah, that's right. I think.
Okay. Okay. Any last questions or whatever before we wrap up for Toby? Hey.
So we're not spending too much time, partly because we don't have ice. So we can't
We did
keep-
not plan this well. It's
Yeah.
like it was super.
It's a stressful week, so
Super
we didn't really
bad
plan it. But we still wanted to sort of somewhat celebrate, and we did have other plans for Sunday. So we will be ending the episode in a few more minutes. And other than that, officially, that this is our last episode for the week. We don't really have anything planned for tomorrow or Sunday. But we will be sending out announcements on what will come for Monday. We are still gonna map that out. But please, please, please do help share the links to other people who might be interested. You have friends who are wondering about what board games to try, then share them the link, and we can share what we shared in our episode.
What's your favorite digital board game?
Ease of play, Carcassonne, because it's there, it's easy to play. The multiplayer options are awesome. And this is the old one, sadly, not the new one.
You're still going back to the
The
old
old one
Carcassonne.
kasi has you have really well, sorry. The classes are simple, tricky, and evil.
It's literally evil.
And they're awesome difficulty levels because you can like have 3 simple, but it will still give you a challenge because they're different when they play compared to the evil ones. And it's so worth it. Second,
So the evil play like you.
not evil.
It's just a difficulty class. I'm not saying you're evil.
I'm not evil when I play. I'm just efficient.
You're just like, hey, you're building a big city. How about I join you?
I'm friendly nga. Hello,
Hey,
neighbor.
yeah, it's like, hey, your farm. That looks
Because
great.
if I was evil, I'd be hello, neighbor, double meeple.
Yeah, but you do that. You do that.
Only when I
it's the
have
big
to.
meeple, and then you see another meeple try to join in to
Only-
take dominance of the city.
Only when I have to. Second place digitally would be Through the Ages. Again, amazing app implementation.
Yeah, I mean, like, I feel guilty for not playing more Through the Ages, like with the physical board game. But then seeing how much play Toby gets out of that digital adaptation, annoyingly, while playing other physical games with me, and like, you have enough brain power left over to play Through the Ages on the side.
I don't win both.
Always.
And then if you get the digital expansion for Through the Ages, it actually unlocks not just one but 2 sets of more challenges. Because the main set has a set of challenges, but then with the expansion, there's now a set of challenges for the expansion and a
And
set
then
of
a
challenges
combo.
for mixing both.
Yeah.
So it's sobrang worth it. And then the last one, I would say, is starting to become Root because it's just fun.
It's so nice, no?
The digital implementation
The
is very well done.
The Root Digital is very beautiful.
And the challenges are interesting twists to the gameplay.
Okay, okay. So it's just Noel, of course, is greeting you, and then
Thank you,
Mitch
Noel.
again. Kenny has a last question, which is advice to give younglings before they hit 44. Wow, what a range.
Stop being afraid to fail.
Ooh.
Just do it. If it doesn't turn out well, then you tried. If it turns out well, then great. Now decide if you want to keep doing it. If it turned out really bad, but you still want to try it, then at least you already tried the first time and you've learned from that and you can try the second time. But stop being afraid to fail. And that goes for everything, whether it's telling someone you like them, to moving out, to getting a job, to trying something totally different, writing a book, cooking for the first time, learning to drive. Stop being afraid to fail. Just do it.
Ooh. Ooh. Ooh.
What?
Mufasa. Okay. So, wow, we're 9 again.
Why are we increasing in number?
So I guess we can do a last check, like who's here. So let's all say happy birthday to Tobie before we wrap up the episode. So leave a comment, and so that we know, yay, happy birthday, Tobie, happy birthday, Tobie,
Missing
happy
everyone.
birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday, Tobie.
Mm-mm.
How old are you now? How old? It's such a twist of the knife when people pull in the second song, right? Oh my god.
Yeah.
So there's Mitch, there's Kenny, there's David, Happy Birthday. Ooh, that sounds very hirsute. Okay. And then
My
of course Mitch like wait
thank
for
you.
but Sunday pa, officially Sunday yung song. Jay's still there on YouTube. Thanks Jay for hanging
Thank you,
out.
Jay.
I was thinking, I was like, for a while, I was like, should we have just set up a Google Meet and like play games? But then I don't know, like it's a weird day.
Mm-mm.
Also, I'm guilty because our masterclass subscription, which was a previous birthday gift, is coming to an end, and then like, we haven't really finished stuff.
Yeah.
So suddenly we're cramming lessons today.
And then this is despite me watching a lot of the less us master classes,
Yeah,
which included
Penn and Teller,
Dan Brown.
Dan Brown, James Patterson. So funny.
But
So
yeah,
funny.
that's me feeding my brain.
I think like we'll watch as much as we can this weekend, and then we'll let it lapse, and then take a break, and then wait for more instructors to onboard, and then come back. Like I think that's like because masterclass actually it's pretty good, but it's really you're just paying a lot for very exclusive content,
Yes.
and then I know we didn't maximize it. It's hard.
I will admit though that for those who feel stressed out of because of the pandemic, it's very soothing.
That is true
Because
though. Listening
all-
to Neil Gaiman talk about writing,
And not just Neil Gaiman, the RuPaul one was really awesome too.
Yeah.
I think what I realized that makes it so soothing is that it's all very positive.
Oh, that's true.
So it's not lessons and you have to learn to do this, you have to learn to do that.
It's a very, very inspirational aspiration.
Yeah, and
Because even the Anna Winter one on leadership,
mm-mm.
that was great.
And then not only is it soothing, it's very insightful in more ways than you expect, even if you don't plan to do maybe
I'm tempted to listen to the cooking ones.
yeah, parang you don't have to be really into the topic. You're still gonna pick up stuff from it. And then lastly, the pacing
Not
of
a paid
how
promotion.
the pacing of how the information is given is very nicely done. I don't know. I don't think they're following a formula. Kasi,
No, because they're super, super random, all of them.
but it does feel like they've all been told to have
They're
a certain
guidelines.
delivery.
Yeah.
And it's
Oh yeah, there's like a tone.
yeah.
A
So
pacing.
I don't know, highly recommended if you've been considering getting it. It's a great thing to get.
But don't be like us and cramming all your lessons in the last few days of your subscription.
Well, because we want to make the most of it.
Yeah. It's just that it's only recently they implemented this whole hey, look at how many courses you finished, and like what we've only finished 6 between the two of
Yeah.
us, and I think most of them are me because you sample a
Yeah,
lot.
I sample.
I know. Well, thanks everyone for
Thank you
joining
for
us for
joining.
Tobie's little birthday stream thing. We super appreciate it. Do check out the silly little card art that Tobie's been introducing to some of the older episodes. If you look at the board game related ones, you'll notice that they now have new thumbnails.
Mhm.
And that's kind of cute. Even the one we did just last Monday has a thumbnail already.
If you check out Board Game Geek, any of the stuff that we've covered, you might notice that our videos are there as well. We've started to shoot them there in hopes of getting more people to check them out.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's see if we can actually make this show grow in terms of audience.
And budget.
Yeah.
Although we got two lights now. Ooh, glowing.
Who knows? Soon we can afford makeup. Because we watch RuPaul, we now know how to use foundation. But yeah,
Yeah, right. There's not just one video with Raven.
thank you so much for watching, for joining, for celebrating with us. Thank you so much for making tonight more special. And I really wish that we could celebrate more in a more face to face fashion, but that's
Yeah.
where we are. And most likely, we might still be celebrating this way in the coming year.
I guess I'll see you all for my virtual birthday in August. So you know where to find me. It's a start. All right. But yeah. So for sake of a closing, if you have questions or suggestions for future episodes, fill out the Google form at bit.ly Baduy Pride Ideas. We love you guys. There are a few of you who contribute 80% of the questions in true Pareto fashion. And we thank you so much, Mitch. No, but also Kenny and even Carlo like throws in questions every now and
And
then.
David's set.
David sets
Yes.
questions that occupied us for a while. You can follow us on Twitter. Oops, it didn't click. You can follow us on Twitter. All Tobie, no shade. RG Sunico.
You could also check out our blog, baduypray.com, for all the previous episodes and stuff about us.
Feel free to continue the conversation in the comments below. If you had other questions you forgot to ask Tobie, you can leave it here and maybe we'll answer it next year. Uh, be sure to subscribe for notifications, whether on Facebook or YouTube, so you don't. What are you doing? Don't miss our next live stream with this weirdo. Oh my god, I've been with him for 11 years. What is this?
Love.
Truly. All right. Once again, this is Rocky.
And this is Tobie.
And
this is Baduy Pride.
I almost said this is Tobie. I don't know why. Okay.
And it's not this, right? It's I'm. And once again, I'm Rocky.
Oh yeah.
But we've been saying this.
And it like throws us off.
Yeah.
The subtle things.
Thanks
All right.
for watching.